everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. Righty-ho, so, in the last session, we spoke with the gods, who gave us the ability to access the Sun in Shadow, which is where we need to go to pursue Theos, hopefully confront him, and potentially get some answers to what the hell is going on. Exciting times. But before I get to that, I have to discuss something with you. Now, as we sort of amble our way very slowly towards where we need to be, I had a decision to make. Now, if you watched my stream on Saturday, you're seeing this on Monday, you'll know what I'm going to say. But for those of you that didn't, here goes. Now, I discussed the possibility of me not LPing the DLC a little while ago now, but despite that, I ended up doing the White March version, Volume 1, whatever you want to call it, White March 1. And somebody kindly told me that if we go down to the Sun in Shadow, it's a point of no return, and you're going to end up finishing the game. So you need to do the DLC, i.e. White March 2 and Consul Horse Tower, before you descend. So that left me with a decision to make. Do I want to finish White March 2, or even start it? Do I want to do White March 2 and Consul Horse Tower, or do I want to descend and finish the game? And as you can probably tell from where we are and where we're going, the decision I have made is that we are going to finish the game. Now, if you're looking forward to seeing some more DLC, I do apologise, but I'll tell you why I've made that decision. I'm not a big DLC person, and I know I downloaded the DLCs before I started even playing the game. It's because, you know, didn't know what to expect from them, and I wanted them downloaded so that everything was, you know, in one place, and it would hopefully be a seamless transition into the DLCs. And to some degree it has been, but they are, you can still tell that they are separate from the main game. You go to a separate area, it detracts away from the main quest and the main world, and, you know, I quite enjoyed the White March 1, but it still has that sort of DLC-ness about it, which I'm not overly keen on. I'm not a big DLC fan. So other than getting some extra lore, extra bits and bats, and, you know, some tough battles and some new weapons maybe, other than that, what are we going to gain from that? Well, for me personally, right now, nothing, because I want to finish this game for two reasons. The first reason being is there are LPs that I really am looking forward to starting, you know, the sooner I finish this, the sooner I can start those. We've been doing this since June last year, or May last year, some time now. And Pillars of Eternity 2 is out, and I am desperate to play that. I'm going to play it off camera to start with a completely new, fresh character, and then I may bring Fedoran back to your screens further down the line, either with a stream series or with... It will probably be a stream series, because it means I can actually get through the series quicker, because I believe it's quite a long game, aka Divinity style. But I don't want to do it blind. I want to play it myself blind first. So I want to do that, and I want to start some new LPs. So I decided that, you know what, it doesn't interest me playing the White March 2. It doesn't interest me going to Consul Horse Tower. I want to get finishing, and we're here now. We're back on the trail of Theos. It makes no sense to start deviating away again when we're so close to the answers we seek. So we're going down. We're going to the Buried Isle. We're going to the Sun in Shadow, and we're going to finish this game.
Hey.
I would not, and because I'm in that mindset, and because that's my decision, and I've already made it, if I try to force myself to go along the lines of just doing it, I'm not going to enjoy it. It's going to feel like a chore. It's just going to be no good. So, you know, I want to enjoy the last bits of this LP, and the last bits of this LP are going to be kicking Theos's backside, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So this session, I don't think we're going to finish the game in one session. This session, I think what we'll do is, I'm assuming we'll just kind of clear the Burial Isle itself, and then when we get to the court of the penitents and we're just about ready to descend down into the Son of Shadows, I think that's where we'll probably leave the session. We might not even get that far, depends what happens. So anyway, without further ado, enough chit chat, let's get cracking. Fedoran is on the hunt.
Ready when you are.
So this is Dorval, who greets Fedoran with a quiet smile. Okay, so he's the shipmaster.
Hey. This place is sacred ground, so watch where you step.
Uh-oh.
Do you remember when we were children, and the missionaries came to tell us about the gods? They told us we could see them in the stars. I remember when I heard that, I snuck out at night and climbed the watchtower in the old fort because I wanted to see them better. That fort burned down a few years ago when we cast the missionaries out. It was the missionaries who set fire to it. They didn't want us to be able to use it. Shame. There was history in that fort.
They'll do a lot worse if they ever return. Those missionaries are all inquisitors now. Strange to think they're the same people underneath. But I suppose you would know. She looks at you. This is your home as much as it is mine. Do you worry about it? Yeah, I've been through worse. I try to remind myself of that. It's nice to have the reinforcement. I miscalculated
many things since this began. I'm relieved you weren't one of them. It's a good thing we didn't hang you.
It's a bit off-putting that, isn't it? Some lines of voice and some aren't. It's very strange. One thing I'm looking forward to in Pillars of Eternity 2 is the full voice acting.
I always knew this path would have consequences, but I never wanted to see Kratom suffer on my behalf. I don't think I can stay here any longer. I am told the Inquisition is gathering an army, that they have sent messengers to bargain with rulers from distant lands. Kratom is not built to withstand a siege. If war is coming, I should be doing what Theos is doing. I will need allies. Allies in a stronghold that can resist an invading army.
You can feel words formed long ago rising in your throat like a toxic black bile. Have you thought about Oceanus?
Oceanus. They have held off many would-be invaders, and their king has no love of the Inquisition's faith. I wonder, would he listen?
Oceanus. Food for thought, is it not?
Hey.
So there's just a couple more loose ends to tie up in terms of our companions here. Haravius. Yeah, so he wishes to explore the Burial Isle for one of the pilgrimage sites, and there is of course Durance, as we are getting closer to finding out about a little bit more about the gods. He's become a bit more talkative recently, so there's that going to develop as well. So we'll hopefully resolve those before we're finished. Got some feral druids and a shade here.
I'm here.
Oh, what's this?
Off that thing.
What the hell was that? Who knows?
This fight is mine! Off that.
Ooh, it's quite a big party, that. Quite a big group of them. We should be alright against Shades, though.
I'm here. Got an arrow for this one. After an easy. Sure.
Oh my gosh. Oop. Oop.
Ready, Roger. Got it.
Alrighty.
Hey. Hey.
Oh. Kenguilla. Now they call some kind of... What was it? Confusion or something.
I'm here.
Hey. Hey.
What I can remember, but it was almost lonesome, so nothing to worry about. Burial grounds.
Shh.
Anything of note?
Hey.
I don't think so. Our Arvis is not chirping up. We're not seeing anything hidden. Ooh, look at this. Ooh, the last blade of the White Forge. Oh God, look at that. Let's compare that with Adair's weapon here. The famed White Forge of Durgan's Battery produced some of the greatest weapons and pieces of armour known in the Eastern Reach. The White Forge's dwarven smiths carefully guarded the secret techniques they used to craft Durgan's steel, legendary for its strength, flexibility, and ability to hold sharp edge. When Durgan's Battery was overrun by an unknown force, the fires of the White Forge went dark, and the secrets of the Durgan steel died with its smiths. The owner of this sword was an Orlan from Twin Elms who claimed he found the naked blade near the skeleton of a dwarf in the foothills near Stalwart. Many were sceptical of his claims that it was a Durgan steel blade, but it bore the maker's mark, of the White Forge. The Orlan had artisans from the Fisher Crane tribe create a guard, grip and pommel to dress the blade, resulting in its unusual appearance. The proud owner's luck did not last long. He went missing somewhere near Elmshaw shortly after receiving his finished sword. Many locals believed that he had been killed for his prize, but neither he nor his weapon were ever seen again. Until now. Of course, I don't know if this was added in the DLC or if this was actually part of the main game, but we obviously have been to Durgan's Battery, which I suppose is one of the benefits of at least doing the first DLC. We were there, and we reignited the forge. So perhaps creating our own little piece of history. Right, let's compare this to, of course, our Whispers of Yenwood. It does more damage. It's got better accuracy. Extra damage, base damage. We could actually enchant this Whispers of Yenwood and get this done up to exceptional quality. In fact, I'm going to do that. I'm keeping Whispers of Yenwood as the main weapon. So that's now on a par with that. Same damage, 8 accuracy, 30% damage. We don't get the 20% attack speed, but we get the grazes converted into hits, extra damage and accuracy against spirits, which could prove useful. We've seen shades already here and Quenguila. Constitution, you can't enchant on this. So we're also gaining Constitution, which is great for our tank. This has been the sword that we've had throughout the entire adventure, along with his Larder Door. We picked up a pretty useful shield, either off camera when I was sorting through things, or on camera. I can't quite remember. Let's just get this sorted by cell value. See if I can find it. There, this one here, Old Gerran's Wall. Again, extra hits converted to grazes. Superb shield deflection. Superb shield deflection indeed. But we can enchant this. We could actually enchant this for superb shield deflection. Not a problem. Make it on a par with that. Not a problem at all. So even his Larder Door. So he's just on a whim there. We've actually upgraded his sword, and we've upgraded his shield rather handily. I suppose before we jump down into Sun and Shadow, what we'll do is, if we are happy with the equipment that we've got on everybody, I think we'll do the same thing for everyone. We'll go through all their attire, all their items, and where we can upgrade them. Like we can upgrade his armour here to superb, although it would use the Adra Dragon Scale, of which we only have one, but he's our main tank, so perhaps it's not a bad thing. And we'll go through, I'll probably just off camera, go through and upgrade everyone's items one at a time, where we can, and hopefully, now we'll go super. Yeah, you can go superb. You see, could even go legendary, but we don't have the Bog Dragon Scale. Anyway, sorry about that. Just a little bit of musing. One last little boost to our party before the end battle. Could be useful.
Hey.
Ready, Watcher.
I'm going to take our sneaks here because just need to be a little bit careful. Although I've got a feeling there's probably a few scripted encounters here in this place, so don't really want to stray too far from the main group if we can help it. Ravenous Stalgar. Ravenous Stalgar. They don't appear to be hostile. Grotto of Echoes.
Hey.
I'll go on ahead.
Standing proud and still, the Almaua before you is smiling broadly, showing several crooked and missing teeth. Sporting the physique of a man in his prime, his worn and weathered face appears too old for the rest of him. He is dressed in an assortment of stitched hides and furs assembled from a motley of animals. Dangling from his belt are a series of grisly scalps, braided lengths of human, Ederian, dwarven and Orlan hair woven around finger bones. He sizes you up with a grin, but his gaze quickly locks with Haravius, and he tilts his head as he examines the Orlan head to toe. What do they call you, little one? You smell familiar, but your name is unknown to me.
I am Haravius, child of the Fisher Crane, adept of the Hawk and Ivy, wanderer of Eretha. Too formal?
The man ahead of you clears his throat, a feline rumble comes from his chest, and for a moment his hair stands perfectly on end. Haravius! Fitting! He holds out his right hand and flexes his fingers. Long black talons sprout from under filth-encrusted fingernails. He rolls his head back and inhales deeply, sighing with a smile at some perceived scent. Needed to bring friends with you? Okay. Feodoran just kind of letting them crack on with their conversation. I got a feeling this is going to devolve into battle any moment now. You allow your eyes to relax until your mind is attuned to the invisible hum of souls. The Amawa projects a dizzying display of red, gold and orange. Autumn halos surround his massive form. Where his feet touch the ground, you see a network of roots and veins that trail from his feet and sink deep into the earth. Turning to Haravius, you see glowing roots emerge from his feet, appearing as mirror images to the tendrils radiating from Skathden. These roots of soul energy meet between the two men, and then snake deep into the earth in one twisted root. You sense that these men have distinct souls, but only one shared past. The two men are splayed fork in an otherwise unbroken line. The two of you share the same past. Fedoran can't help himself now, using his power, if you will, to show off some knowledge here. For you carry distinct souls. A shared past? Skathden scratches a patch of fur on his cheek. An inelegant analogy. Who I was in my last life was diminished in my cycle of rebirth, squandered so this runt could have life. Runt? Haravis's brow furrows and he clenches his fist so tightly you hear a cacophony of crackling finger joints. And it's not your soul, it's not exactly... His anger falters as he stumbles over his thoughts. What do you want with Haravius? Same as he wants from me, no doubt. Completion. He exhales slowly, eyeing Haravius as his nostrils flare. Galawain gifted us both with the stripe of a true predator. It is our purpose to erase the weak, ensuring only the strong proliferate. He mashes his fists together with a meaty thud. We must honour our god. He looks at Haravius' eye patch and shakes his head. My god, by doing as the hound demands. Let us determine who bears the right to be Galawain's harbinger. Is this what you want, Haravius? Just making sure before we chop this man down. Haravius growls, his fur bristles, and for a moment shines with luminescent tendrils of yellow and orange. I asked to be a hunter, a regular hunter that gets invited to chase down dinner and eat its neck. I didn't ask for this. Well, you asked Galawain for strength. You cannot be angry that you got more than you wanted. I suppose you were right. His face turns red at your comment and he looks down at his feet. I lack strength and I ask Galawain for help, and the lesson he taught, don't ask, take. His hand darts about his tunic and retrieves his rusted iron hound amulet from the recesses of his pockets. I was mad at Galawain. I should have been mad at myself. I was gifted with power, great power, and I simply squandered my energy resenting the cost of that gift. Losing contact with my tribe was the price I had to pay for demanding power. He runs his thumb across the embossed metal icon of Galawain, his nails scraping aside a decade of rust and muck. My watcher friend? His voice is low, almost rumbling. I need to settle this matter. And with that, he leaps towards Skathden. Holy cow, we're in a battle now, folks. We're in a... Oh shoot, wrong button. Right, okay, let's slow this down. Right, you take care of him. You take care of him. And you... I think we're going to need some confusion here, if we can. Would be nice. Round about... I'd say about there. And let's see what we can do here. We're going to need some protections, I think, but I don't know what protections. I'm going to start off by protecting against any form of charmed, dominated, paralysed, petrified, confused, dazed. I think we'll go charmed, dominated, just in case. As a precaution. Right.
This fight is mine!
Right, we've got... Right, we're going to have him morph into his Stalgar form. Who's this? Adair. Let's knock down Stilgar. I don't want anybody moving at the moment other than to attack this thing. I want you to... because I don't want... because these are going to switch allegiances soon enough.
Need something?
Right, we need to suspend... we need to suspend negative attacks. Negative attacks. We need to suspend negative effects. We're in a plague of insects. We're all suffering with a... we're all suffering with... are we suffering yet? Yeah, plague of insects. We don't want that to affect us, so we have a prayer or an ability to suspend negative effects. If I can flip and find it, I definitely know we've got one. Is it a really low level spell? Come on here. Storm of Holy Fire. Resurrection. Minor Avatar. Calls upon the aid of the priest god, restoring endurance, reducing durations of negative effects. That says reduces, doesn't say suspends. Well, it's probably better than nothing. Let's go for it. For Doran, what's he going to do with himself? Killing Bolt. He's going to have to move to get that to work though. He's morphing. In fact, he's morphed and he is going to go and attack Scafton. Mano a mano. Sagani attack the Ravenous Stilgar. Zawa just kind of sit pretty for now. Just don't do anything foolish.
Ready when you are.
That's why we didn't want these guys to move. They can pick up now. They can pick up the tanking ability. Pick up the tanking. Right, let's get Utumak round and flanking. Get a flank bonus. So can I attack the same creature? Get a wounding shot in there. And I think he's cast what he's going to cast. So we're going to just make sure that we help out Haravius, who's gone into the Lion's Den right now, and it's going to start off with this one, Relentless Storm. Hopefully this fella's not resistant to although the Windblight will be.
Ready, Watcher.
Does she wound it? Yeah, wounding shot, that's fine. And then we're going to go for Twinned Arrows. Reduced accuracy, but fires 2 arrows with each shot. Let's get that in there. And with him, we're going to go with Swift Strikes. He can solo this Ravenous Stilgar, not a problem.
Ready?
Right. Look at that, down they go. Right, same again, come round and flank. Oh, he's stunned. Holy cow, and he's in big trouble. Right, come on. Swatch that out for a quick heal. And for Doran, we're going to go once again with a Confusion, but we're going to go with a Bewildering Spectacle because they're only a small area here. And it works a charm. Okay.
Dead on.
Hey.
There's a Ravenous Stilgar there, but we were okay. Where's the main man gone?
Hey.
Is he dead already?
You should have run!
How on earth did he die so quickly? Okay. Aravius pants and wheezes, his one good eye locked on Scafton's corpse. Blood and sweat drip down his fur, and he rocks back and forth on the balls of his feet, as though expecting the body to stand back up. Are you alright? Fedoran asking.
Excellent. I endured Galawain's trial, and vanquished my equal. The only thing I regret now are the years I wasted viewing this whole thing as a curse. The ostracism was, no doubt, just another way of Galawain forcing me to be stronger.
Okay, and Fedoran can't help himself, just casting an eye over Scafton's corpse. As your eyes relax and your vision adjusts to the hum of the invisible, you see a swirling pile of red, orange and yellow leaves. The cyclone of foliage flies apart and the leaves drift off into parts unknown. As Scafton's essence fades from view, you see a handful of autumn leaves circle about Aravius as his soul glows a bolder shade of orange. So as one fades, another gains strength. Are we done here? Fedoran asking.
Almost. We thank thee, Galawain, for guiding our hunt. For today we grow strong off the flesh of the weaker. I think we're done here.
Well said.
Before the vultures get to him, figured I should take a reminder.
Taking out... Oh, very nice indeed. Very nice indeed.
Need something?
Alright, good job. Good job indeedy.
Hey.
Stalegar Tooth. Oh! Didn't mean to do that. Shoot. They've all got into my bloody inventory now. I don't know what was new. I think this was new. Traitor's Merit with Poleaxe. Not so sure what else was new though. Never mind. Oh, no, that was there before. Never mind. Okay.
Hey.
And what does the flame
Ooh, camping supplies. Do we need them? Not really. I think what we'll do is once we've cleared the entire outer area, we'll, if we need to camp, well, we will, because we've used some of our abilities and we're not at full health with some of our characters, so we will camp before we descend, and we'll camp here, then nab them,
Hey.
then descend, I think, is probably the order of business. So I think that's Aravius' quest done. So he's a happy bunny, so there's only Durance left. These, look at these, they're all going to Fedoran, them orbs or whatever they are. Burial grounds, burial grounds. Souls or essence? Little Mempigua. Oh great. Just what I wanted to see. Not. And some kind of access area. Well, we'll just
Alright then.
just hang fire. Blocked passage. We'll just hang fire for now on that. Ooh, look at all these people tied to stakes. Not very nice.
You should have run!
Leave it to me!
Uh-oh, catch them! Uh-oh, catch them! Here we go, here we go. Righty-ho. Bit of Slicken might not help here because they're all flying creatures, so let's forget the Slicken and we'll just go for some Extra little, tiny little buffies. Do some of these. Don't think we're going to need much else.
I'm stuck over here.
Oh! Paralyze, that's what they do. Okay. Yeah, it's paralyzed, we need to be protected against. I knew they did something.
You're not getting. You should have.
Get off!
Oh, one more left.
Hey.
Ooh, Ingwithan Adraban Amulet. +3 to might.
Hey.
I'm sure somebody can make use of that.
I'm on the trail.
Hey.
Should we really be looting these bodies? Bit of desecration. Oh my god. Like a path. Like a sign. A path of people tied to stakes as if to say, hey, see what happens, you screw with me. A warning sign.
Hey. Of course.
What are these things? Menpigua. Oh no, Kenguilla. Right, here we go. Do you want to protect us against paralyzation, pal? Might help us this time, you know what I mean? There we go. Paralyze their own friends, didn't they?
You're not getting through me.
Quite a few of these blighters actually. Let's just get a little bit of AoE going.
Can't move!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come on. Come on. Uh-oh.
Hey. Watch it with that. You're not. Hey.
That was a bit messy. Ah, that might have been an alternative way to get up here. That block passage down below. This is a girdle of driving wave and some camping supplies, which I think we'll camp now. I think this is getting towards the... Actually, no, we won't.
Hey.
We'll just make sure that everything ahead of us is clear. And camping will be the last thing that we do. Aha. There we go.
Another turn, Inquisitor.
Theo signals an unseen attendant standing beside a large crank.
I ask again, Jovara Exensios, do you confess to these heresies of which you stand accused?
He waits, but Ivara only stares straight ahead, her face stony, the creak of her restraints the only sound.
Do you confess to apostasy?
I confess to renouncing a mistake.
Do you confess to conspiracy against the one true faith?
I confess to opening minds.
Do you confess to false prophecy?
I confess to following a false prophet.
Indeed. And where might we find this heretic?
He wears the robes of a Grand Inquisitor.
You have no followers here, heretic. Your lies hold no sway in the court of the penitents.
Only my truth, then.
Another turn.
No! Wait! Wait! I'm ready. I'm ready.
You are ready to give a confession?
I'm ready to hear one from you.
Theo shakes his head and points at the Inquisitor, and the scraping grind of rusted gears echoes in your mind as the apparitions fade away. So it didn't end well for old Iavara, by the sounds of it. I mean, we already knew that anyway.
Hey. When you get to the bottom, holler up here. Let me know if it's safe.
Somehow, Adair, I do not believe that's how it's going to work, says Fedoran. We all jump together. Of course he knows Adair was joking. Right, so this is where we rest. This is where we rest. This is where we prepare ourselves. Nab the supplies from there. So before we jump down, what I propose to do off camera is enchant what I can possibly enchant on the rest of the gear that we have. Double check one last time with the gear that we do have that everybody has things equipped that we think are the best for them. I will decide which party members I'm going to take down. Do you want to swap Haravius for Kana for his abilities to summon things? I don't know. We will level up the characters that need leveling up, and then in the start of the next session we'll be ready to dive into the pit. So here we go. We're almost there, folks. Until next time, see you soon.